A growing trend is going on in today's sporting world. It is a trend that is slowly damaging our athletes and the sports we hold so dear. It is a trend that is universally viewed as wrong, but where little effort is taken to correct it. This trend can be summed up in one word: juice. Now, when I talk about steroids, I wanted to include all of the illegal performance-enhancing drugs out in the market today. I want to first share a story that my track coach told me one day. We were doing some hurdles, and he told me that one day he was running hurdles with one of his acquaintances, and they just finished a race, and they'd finished near the bottom of the pack. I'm sure a lot of you know what that feels like. I personally do. And his acquaintance told him he's getting sick of this, and he wanted to do something to fix it. And he told him, "Dave, the next time you see me, you will not recognize me." My coach shrugged it off and laughed, and they went off on their merry ways. About a year later, they met up again in a race, and what he had said was completely and absolutely true. He was huge, and as soon as the race started, he was fast and powerful. In the 10-hurdle race, he'd broken 4 hurdles and had finished first place. My coach went up to him and asked him, "How did you do this?" And he replied with one word: steroids. Shortly afterwards, in about his mid-40s, he died from liver complications. Some of the harmful effects associated with steroids include, but are not limited to, violent mood swings, aggressive behavior, liver tumors, heart attacks, strokes, suicide, and premature death. This brings up the question: is the extra second, the extra pound, the extra few reps worth the risk of dying for? For some people, it is. And that is why Congress and professional sports, namely Major League Baseball, the National Football League, and the International Track and Field Association, have enforced penalties for convicted steroid users. Such athletes as Rodney Harrison and Shawn Merriman have both been convicted of using steroids. Rodney Harrison and Shawn Merriman were given a 4-game suspension without pay. But the rewards were far better than the punishments, I believe. Rodney Harrison was part of the 16-0 Patriot season and received a trip to the Super Bowl, while Shawn Merriman almost received Defensive Player of the Year award and was given a trip to the Pro Bowl. Not much of a punishment, if you ask me. Jason Giambi and Andy Pettit have both been convicted of using steroids and have admitted to using steroids, in which Major League Baseball has given them a light slap on the wrist, and they are allowed to continue play with pay. In track and field, the punishment gets a little more harsh. Justin Gatlin, the world record holder in the 100 meters, viewed as the fastest man on earth, was convicted of using steroids and was given an 8-year ban from the sport, essentially ending his career. Marion Jones, an Olympic champion, admitted to using steroids and was stripped of all her medals. Athletes have an immense influence on young children everywhere. If an athlete wears a certain pair of shoes, that young child wants those shoes because they want to be like their hero. In a recent poll by ABC in 2005, 80% of people were concerned that steroid use by prominent and well-known athletes influenced young people to use them. This was a poll taken by adults, by parents, regarding their children. So where does the steroid use start? The Office of National Drug Control Policy issued a statement, and I want you to focus on the grades and the years associated to get a good glimpse of when this use starts. 17% of 8th graders, 28% of 10th graders, and 40% of 12th graders surveyed in 2006 reported that steroids were very easy to obtain. Furthermore, 57% of 12th graders surveyed reported that using steroids was a great risk in 2007. I want to correlate these graphs right here, and I want you to look at the numbers and notice how small they are. They barely break double digits. And these are the percent of athletes who move from the high school to college and the college to professional level, receiving scholarships and contracts. And I also want to look at the percent of high school, 9th and 12th grade athletes who have used steroids. And notice how the numbers correlate extremely well, which brings up this question. Are the athletes advancing from the high school to college and college to professional sports, the ones who are abusing the privilege, the ones who are faster and stronger because they abuse steroids? Ladies and gentlemen, the issue of steroids needs to be addressed. Congress and all professional sports need to enforce harsher penalties for breaking the law. Worldwide fame and lucrative deals continue to entice young people everywhere to break the law and risk their lives. For some people, the rewards seem to outnumber the risk. If we can change this mindset, we can instill in young people everywhere a desire to not juice.